Hey friends, welcome back to Shkrets, where we share stories and spill all the tea. Constructively, of course. If you're new here, I'm your favorite faceless YouTuber, for now. I'm on the road to 50K subscribers, which may seem ambitious for someone with just 130 subs, but you've got to set big goals to keep the motivation flowing. So, if you like my vibe, hit that subscribe button. Today's episode is one of those situations that makes you stop and think, would I ever go that far? We're diving into a serious financial dilemma, some risky decisions, and the price of keeping secrets. So sit tight because this one's going to be a ride. Let me break it down for you. There's this woman who's been married for 18 years. Yup, 18 years, has 4 kids, and on the surface, everything looks fine. But behind the scenes, it's a whole different story. She's been hiding a massive mountain of debt from her husband, and with the clock ticking, she's running out of options. The bills are piling up, her credit's trashed, and now she has to pay it all back by December. But her husband, totally clueless about the financial mess she's in. Now, imagine that for a moment, guys. Living day by day with this huge weight on your shoulders, knowing that at any moment things could collapse around you. I can't even imagine the anxiety she must feel just trying to keep this hidden from her husband of 18 years. How do you even sleep at night with something like that hanging over your head? So, what does she do? Well, she hears about a certain platform, let's just call it the adult platform, where people can anonymously post content and make some serious money. No faces, no names, just money. Now, she's seriously considering this as her way out of debt, thinking, hey, if I don't show my face, no one will ever know, right? But here's the big question. Should she do it? Is this the answer to her money problems, or is she about to make things way worse? Picture this situation. She's staring at the bills piling up on the kitchen table, looking at her bank statements, and it's December right around the corner. The clock is ticking louder every day. She's got 4 kids who need food, clothes, school fees, and probably more than a few Christmas presents. She feels trapped, desperate, and this website looks like her golden ticket out. But at what cost? Let me tell you, the comment section on this post was lit. Most people were like, girl, don't do it. They were warning her that this so-called quick fix could blow up in her face faster than she thinks. Some said, talk to your husband, girl. It's better to come clean about the debt now than to have him find out you've been posting online later. Others were like, even with your face hidden, there's always a risk. If you get exposed, your family is going to be humiliated, and trust me, the internet doesn't forget. One comment really stood out saying, between the debt and the OnlyFans, you'll be divorced by December. Ouch. But honestly, they might have a point. Let's unpack this because there's a lot to think about here. First of all, money problems are one of the biggest stresses in any marriage, right? But hiding it? That's just adding fuel to the fire. I get it though. She's been married for 18 years, so there's obviously some history and trust there, but this debt, and even more so the idea of using this platform to fix it, could totally blow that trust out of the water. Like, we're talking about a complete game changer in their marriage. Let's say she does this and her husband eventually finds out. How would he react? What if he doesn't just feel betrayed about the debt, but also about how she chose to solve it? Could he forgive her for keeping this massive secret and then going to such an extreme length to fix it without him knowing? And what if he's more understanding than she thinks? Maybe if she had just told him about the debt in the first place, they could have worked together to figure out a solution. Instead, she's risking everything: her marriage, her family's stability, and even her own peace of mind. I can understand why she's desperate. When you're backed into a corner like that, you start thinking about doing things you'd never imagine. But guys, Desperation can make you convince yourself that certain lines aren't that bad to cross. Let's be real here. This could end badly in so many ways. Whether it's tomorrow, next month, or years from now, secrets like this have a way of coming out. And when they do, the fallout is usually 1,000 times worse than just dealing with the problem head on. And let's talk about the family for a second. What happens when secrets like this come out to the kids? Because they always find out, don't they? Kids are smart, especially when it comes to picking up on something being wrong with their parents. They might not know exactly what's happening, but they'll sense that tension. What kind of impact does this have on them? Is keeping this secret worth risking her relationship with them too? Now, let's talk about communication because this is a huge part of the problem. If you've been married for nearly 2 decades and you can't talk to your partner about something as serious as debt, that's a red flag. Yes, there's fear, there's embarrassment, maybe even shame, but marriage is supposed to be a partnership, right? And when it comes to tackling something as big as financial trouble, hiding it will only make the hole deeper. It's scary to think about what could happen if she goes through with this. She could make the money, sure, but what if her husband finds out? What if the kids find out? What if her whole family gets dragged into this mess? Those are questions she has to think about, because keeping a secret like this could lead to even bigger problems down the road. And then there's the risk of being exposed. You think you're safe because your face is hidden, but the internet has a funny way of figuring things out. Once that cat's out of the bag, there's no putting it back. And then there's the bigger question about self-respect. How does she feel about herself going down this path? Is this really what she wants to do? Or is it just a last-ditch effort to cover up the financial mess? Sometimes, in moments of desperation, we forget about the long-term consequences of our actions. And trust me, guys, those consequences have a way of catching up with you when you least expect it. I think the real lesson here is that quick fixes almost never work out the way you think they will, especially when it comes to money and relationships. Shortcuts like this seem tempting in the moment, but they come with their own price. Secrets, especially in a marriage, are like time bombs. They might stay hidden for a while, but eventually they'll blow up. And when they do, the damage is usually way worse than if you had just been honest from the start. So guys, what would you do? If you were in her shoes, would you take the risk, or would you come clean to your husband about the debt? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I'm dying to know how you'd handle it. That's a wrap. Thanks for sticking with me through this episode. It was a juicy one for sure. And like always, if you haven't already, subscribe if you like my vibe. Until the next video, stay mindful, keep your secrets close, and your vibes positive. Bye.